So we can just start. So today we are going to paint our sprite. So we are going to paint the river and we are going to paint the boat. So we can just we have the PDF that I had shared. It is, let me share. So this is the PDF that we have. It is found in the classroom. So you can be able to check the whole procedure, but you don't need to go all the way to the PDF. We'll just do it together. This will just be for reference for you later on. So let me go back to sharing this tab. Okay. So now you're going to the sprite tab. Now we're going to start with the river, and our river is a backdrop. So you go to choose a backdrop, and then, you go to the backdrop, and then you click paint about backdrop. So you're going to paint the river and the boat because you don't have those two in the sample sprite backdrops or sample backdrops or sprites. So now here you click convert to bitmap so that you can you can start painting the river. So then you click the brush for painting. So now we are going to draw the line of the river. The river banks. This is going to be black. So yeah, that is it. Oh, so you draw a line with the brush. You draw a line from the top of the river to the bottom. So make sure that line is continuous. So you start again from the top to the bottom. It doesn't have to be a clear line or a straight line, you know. I mean, a river meanders, so, and also doesn't have perfect lines. So that looks like our line. So you draw the two lines and make sure it is a continuous one. So for example, I'll do what you should not be doing, which is you draw this and then you come and continue. So that is not a complete line. So don't do this. Make sure the line you started with is a continuous line from the top to the bottom. So, and then you can be able to see it here. Then now we go to, you can edit the thickness of our line by adding here. So that, a minute. So you select, so this is our river. Okay. I hope everybody has been able to draw that so far. So now we are going to paint the inside of the river to be, you know, to have water. Water is blue, so the aqua blue. So we are going to paint this to, choose this to be a bit of blue, and then you fill the river. So you see, okay, so that color is not so nice for a river, for water. There. So sorry. There. So that looks more like water. Then now we are going to paint the rest of the banks now of the river to be green. So let's pick something darker, like not so dark. There. So now this paints our river. So we have the river, the water flowing at the center, and then we have the river banks. So we can draw a bit of grass on the river. So what you do is you make your green shade a bit darker. So let's zoom this a bit so that you can see it. And then you draw the grass. So you can just draw lines. Oh, sorry. You make sure to return to the paint brush. So you can draw, you see, you can be able to draw lines. That shade is a bit too there. So I'm drawing the grass. So my river looks like it's you know, it looks a bit natural, right? So there. So this is just the grass I am putting. You can put even a tree, whatever you feel like your river should look like. Then there. So we have that. We have, as you can see here, so this is what we were drawing. We have the river, and then we have the grass on the sides of the river. Then our water is having some bit of waves. So what you do is we have some, let's say, white or gray. Yeah. Yes. So we just have, so our river is flowing. So something like that. So have you been able now to draw this? I hope you've been able to. So yeah, now we've drawn our river. This is how it looks like. Yes, yes, Hamza. Okay, oh, you've been able to do that's nice. Yes, so I think now we can proceed to the next part, where we're going to draw our boat. So you can do it 2 ways. So we have the boat. We don't have a boat, but we have a ball. So you come here to, now a boat is a sprite, so you're going to use it as a sprite. So you come to the sprite section and search for a ball. So you can either use this ball as our sprite, as our boat, or you're going to draw a boat. So okay, did not add the ball here. So oh yeah, it did add it. So our ball is this one, but you see the size is a bit small, so we change it to 200 there. So this is going to be our boat. So you can either use a ball as your boat, or you can make your own. So that was just an example. So we're going to paint our boat too. So you go and paint a sprite, and then this sprite we're going to call it a boat there. Yes, Opemba.
Yes, could you also show us how to, is it possible to show us how to import one? How to import one?
Okay, all right, sure.
So that you don't spend.
So, all right. So, there's a background remover that really helps a lot when to convert. As you can see, when you are drawing this, we are converting it to bitmap, and then you can be able to draw that. So you can go online and just search for any photo of a boat that you want. So I think we can do that. Let me share my entire screen. So we have, yeah, so let's pick a boat that we want. For example, we want, we can pick this boat, right? Or this one. Yes. So let's pick this boat. So you pick this boat. And then you can save the image. So you download the image, you save it, you right click here on your browser, and then you can be able to save the image. So you save it as a PNG. So PNG art is usually a good one, especially when it comes to such drawings. So you save it as that, and then now when you come to our code section here, so you're going now to import it. So you here upload a sprite. So when you go to upload, you look for where it is. You've saved it. For just a minute, it loads. Yeah, so we have this boat, but you can see our boat has a background, and you don't want this to be the picture that is moving around. So there's a very nice, so it's called background remover. It helps you remove your background. So Just a minute, it's opening. Yes, I hope you can all be able to see that. So it's called remove background, remove VG. So it's a very nice tool for being able to just remove a background for any picture you want. So when you go to remove background, you can upload your image there. To upload a file, so you select this file that you've just recently saved, the boat, and it's uploading and removing the background, and there we go. So our boat is now just the doesn't have a background, the white background that was making it look odd. So now you just download that copy, and now when you come to our code, so let's delete that one and upload now that boat that we just, whose background we've removed. So this helps you with any image that you want to remove the background. And there, so you see we have a boat that is very clear, and yeah, we can use that one. So this also applies to, like, if you've come to my project or you found a project of somebody in the Scratch community that you like, but now you need the sprites, so you're going to import. So you just take a copy, you crop the image that you want, and then now you can remove the background and then use it. So that is how you do it. So now we've imported the boat. Let's use this boat then. So now here we have our river and our boat. I hope everyone has been able to reach there so far. Anyone with a question? Okay. So now we have, so in the logic of this, the program design that is, so it waits for the user to select a sprite. Once the selection has been made, the user attempts to move the sprite across the river. Then the program then checks to see if any of the rules have been broken using continuous loop. So you have the start, then you place all the sprites on the left side of the river. Then you wait for the user to move a sprite across the river, and the sprite is moved across the river. So if the puzzle has broken any rules, the game is over. If there are no rules have been broken, then the puzzle has been solved and the user wins. So now, so far, we've been able to create our river and our boat. As you can be able, so you can either pick the boat, or you pick the ball and you rename it to a boat, or you paint your own boat, or you can import one that you probably found that is in the internet that you like. So let's name this boat. Let me delete this one so that you don't have conflicting names. There. So we have a boat and our river here. So now we are going to make sure the size of the boat is a sizable size. So here it's going to be 200. That is a bit too big. So this is let's try 150 for this one, this imported one, and then no, 120, so it doesn't cross the whole river before it even starts. So yeah, that is okay. So you just make sure you select the right size for your boat so that you can be able to cross from one side to the other. Okay, then now what you're going to do next is create some variables. So and then some variables for boat capacity, so that will be true depending on the presence of the object in the boat. So either there's something in the boat, or if the boat is moving, and the location of the boat. So we are going to add 3 variables. So boat capacity, boat moving, so it will be true if the boat is moving across the river, the variable that is, and then the boat side will be used to track which side of the river the boat is on. So boat capacity, boat moving, and boat side. So you can tell me where we are going to add that variable, or how are we going to go about and add that variable? Anyone who knows where we're going to find that? Or should I
You're going
mention
to
names?
going to go to you're going to
Yes,
go to the
yes.
variables. You're going to go to
Okay.
the variables box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, good. Thank you. So we're going to the variables and then you make a variable. So here we are going to name it boat moving. So this is for the boat moving. Then we have the capacity of the boat, so boat capacity and then boat side. So we're creating those three variables. And then we have boat side. So the side of the boat that it is on, of the river the boat is on. So those three we've created. So when you create a variable and this box is ticked, you'll be able to see it on the screen. But you don't want our variables to be there, so you make sure to remove this checkbox, these ones on the left. So you remove them, and then now we can be able to use our variables without them appearing here on the screen. Okay, so now that we've been able to add those variables, so the next thing is to now get ready to sail. So add a code block to the boat sprite. So when the project starts, this will place the empty boat on the left side of the river. And then, so now we are going to do that. So when the position of the boat should be to the left. So just a minute, we add that. So you make sure you've clicked the boat. Good thing is we only have the boat sprite here. So you go to events. So when the game is started with the green flag, yeah, so you move the boat to the left. So that is going to be, that is going to be about, I think that location is okay. So we have motion there. So the quick way is, first you change the location, the position of the boat, so that you can be able to, so that you can be able to see the location on your left, that is the coordinates, so that it will be easy for you to pick the coordinates. So now you pick this, go to that, go to X that value, Y that value. Then now this is where we have our boat. Then now we set the boat to the side to be left. So now we're going to variables, this. So set boat side to be left. So because it's going to start on the left side of the river. And then we have to, then we go to the boat capacity. So the capacity of the boat at the beginning is empty. So we are going to have the boat capacity to empty. There. So the boat capacity here, you write empty. And then the last one we have is the boat moving. So who can tell me what the logic for the boat moving will be? So here you change it to boat moving. Who can tell me what this will be? This value? Let me see.
Is it true or false?
Iris? Okay, sorry. Yes.
Is it a true or false statement?
Good. Yes, it's a true or false statement. So what statement should we be having there?
It should be false.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, it should be false. So the boat is not moving at the beginning when you click the flag. So now that is what now our section has been able, so that is what now we've done so far. So we have the, okay, just a minute, I remove that pop-up. Good. All right. So yeah, so now the boat starts on the left side of the river, so that is the set boat side to left. Then you have set boat capacity to empty, so the boat is empty when the project starts. And then set boat moving to false, the boat is currently not moving. Then after that we start sailing, so we add a code to the boat to move it to the right side of the river when you move it. So now we're going to start now. When you click the boat, that is when it starts moving. So now what you're going to do is, when you click the boat, so you come here and you add that. So go to event, put to events. So when this sprite is clicked, now that is when the boat is clicked. So you set the boat moving now, the value from false to true. So we are going to do that. So we go to our variables, we set boat moving to false, to true. So now our boats will start moving. Then so the next part you're going to write is, if the boat is on the left, this moves it to the right and updates the variables. So now we're going to have here we're going to have our controls. We're going to use one of our control blocks. That is now this one, if, then, and else. So here we're going to have, now if the boat is on the left, then broadcast boat is moving. Then you glide it to the right. And then if it's on the, if the boat is moving, you glide it, you continue, now you take it back to the left, and then now you start moving it again. Like if the boat is on the other side of the river, you cross it back and then you start moving it again. So you're going to use this one to put the block there. Okay. So are we together up to there? Who's been stuck or who's been left behind so far? You're still writing code on the boat? Anyone? All right. So let's continue to the other part. So now we're going to glide. So if the boat is on the side is equals to left, so we're going to use these operators. So this, you pick this one, and then so here we pick our variable, which is boat side. So if the boat side is left there, so now that is now where we are going to do the logic. If the boat side is on the left, you broadcast boat is moving. So you go to broadcast, boat is moving. So you go and add a new message. I want us to finish on the boat, and then you can be able to try and see if it will be moving. And then so we glide. Then after that, now we glide for 1 second to cross the river. Now we're changing the X values. We're not changing the Y value because it's not going up and across, it's just going across. So we are going to do that. And now if you can see, sorry, in the motion, that is, so if we cross the river up to there, can be able to see our values have been changed here. So you can just pick that. So it glides for 1 second from there to there. So far now we've been able to to pick the locations of our boat. Then now we're going to set the boat side now changes to right. So you come to your variables, then set boat side to here, set boat side to right. So this one has communicated that the boat now is on the right side of the river. Then boat moving, now that becomes false because it has stopped moving. So we go change that boat moving to false. Then else, so if the boat is on the right, this moves it to the left side and updates the variables. So now we're going to write that part for else. Now if it is on the right, instead of starting on the left side of the river, you set that to the, now you change it, it goes to the left hand side of the river, and now that updates the variable. So so we're going to do that. So we go to, you can just copy this, so you can duplicate this block. So you just duplicate it and you put it here on the else. So it will just be you editing a bit of it. So here we're going now to change the variables to the left side. So you drag it to the left again there, and just a minute. So when you drag this boat to the left up to there, you'll be able to see these values. So it's negative, so you're going to use the negative. So you're going to have a negative 144. So that has moved the boat to the left side of the screen. So you see y hasn't changed, it's just the x that is changing. Then now both sides, now direction changes to left here. And then boat moving, that becomes false, so it's still at false. So we'll be now able to move our boat from right to left and from left to right. Okay, so we can try that and see so far what is happening. Just a minute. So when I click the boat, it has gone to the right. When I click it, it goes back to the left. So now the boat is crossing the river. So yeah, our code so far is working great. Yeah. Now the next part we are going to do is we add a new sprite. So we add now the lion that is crossing, the donut, and the rooster. So to add the lion, so we're going to go here and choose a sprite, or search a sprite, and you're going to search for the lion. So just a minute it loads. So we have our lion there. Then to avoid the lion being bigger than the boat, we are going to put the size of the lion to be 80. Yeah, so at least that one is a sizable. Yeah, it's sizable. So we can see we have our boat and our lion there. Then now we are going to add variables. See the way we had variables for the boat. The one for the boat side, which says which side of the river the boat is on, and then we have the boat moving, which now is says whether it is moving or not. So those are the two variables you're going to add for the lion and for all the other sprites that we're going to add. So we have lion side and then lion on board. Now the on board is the one now that it will be moving with the boat when it is moving. So lion side and then lion on board. So you add those two variables. So you come here to my variables and then make a variable. Lion side, then the other one is lion on board. So you make sure to untick this so that it doesn't show here on the screen. Yeah, so we have these two variables. So now the code that you're going to write for the lion will be now will be confirming whether now when the lion is on board, so that is the one we are going to use that variable. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is now place the lion on the left side of the river. So every time when you click to start the program, the lion will be on the left side of the river. So make sure you've highlighted the lion code first, and then now you click that. So we have, when in an event where now the game is started, the green flag is clicked, we have the lion will be on the left side of the river. So let's just leave the lion where it is at the moment there. So let's see where it is. So it goes to X and Y position. Those are the positions that the lion is on. And then the other one is now the variables. So you set this. Remember we've added the lion variable, which is on board, and lion side. So lion side here now becomes, so who can tell us what the lion side will be when you're starting initially? Let me see. Jose, okay, I can't pronounce Kunio one. I'm sorry if I am butchering your name. Could you tell us what what our condition would be there when the flag is clicked and the lion? So the lion, which side of the river will the lion be? Or Jane Vijaya? Jane, are you around? Okay. Yes?
Left.
Yes, it will be on the left side. So now we're going to add that on the left. So this now, the lion side is to the left. Sorry. And then so then set lion on board to false. So now if the lion is not on board the game, then that will be, the logic will be false. So here we have set lion on board. So lion on board to false because it is not on board the boat. So there we are. So we have those two. So let's see if that is what is working. Yes, so we have our lion on the left and we have our lion on board is false. Okay, then now what you're going to do next is now we put the lion on the boat. That is, so when the user clicks on the lion, it must get on the boat. So here we are going to have a block that runs only if the boat is empty, and then it prevents more than one object from being inside the boat at the same time. So now we are going to have that. So you go to events. So don't forget, this code is going to be added on the lion bit. Yes, so make sure you still have your mouse clicked clicking the lion, so that you don't write the code your code at the wrong place. So now we go, and when this sprite is clicked, so when this sprite is clicked, now when the lion is clicked, it boards the boat. So we are going to use here our control. So we have the if, and then so now we are going, the first thing you're going to do is check the boat capacity. If the boat is empty, then now we add a sprite onto the boat. So now the boat capacity, so we're going to go to our variables, this. So if boat capacity, you go to the variables again, you pick boat capacity there. So if the boat capacity is equals to empty, then now we are going to add something else. So you go to boat. So it moves the, so there. So you go to boat. So this moves, this part, this code block moves the lion into the boat. So if the boat capacity, the boat is empty, then when you click the lion, it goes to the boat. And then, so you add another layer that is going to find, so this layer will ensure that the lion sprite stays in the front of the boat. So now we're going to, by that, what do you mean? So you see the way we have the boat and the sprite here. So when you click, the lion does not go to the back of the boat such that we can't see the lion, you're only seeing the boat. So we make sure this lion is here at the top. So where you can be able to find that kind of block that's saying going to front layer. So you go to looks. In the looks section, we have at the very bottom part here, we have go to the front layer. So we make sure that our lion is not the one at the back, it is at the front when it boats the boat. Then now after that, now we set the capacity of the boat to full, and then the lion on board will be true. That logic. So you can copy this to and see here. So set, so we set the boat capacity to full, set boat capacity to full, and then we go here and say the lion, is the lion on board? Yeah, that is true. So we are setting now this to true. So now when you click, that, the lion boards the boat. So let's try that. Okay. Minute there. So the lion has boarded, but now it's not moving with the boat, as you can see. So we need now to have a code that moves the lion together with the boat, so that we don't have our lion boarding or any of the other sprites boarding and then they are left on the screen. So we're just finishing this part, and then we'll go on a break after that. So now this part is, now when the boat moves across the river, the lion must move with it. This will make it seem like the lion is sailing to the other side of the river. As you've seen, our lion boards the boat, yes, but it is left there. So when I click the lion, it has boarded the boat. But now when I click, the boat moves and leaves the lion on the other side of the river. So we need to make sure that we cross the boat together. The lion and the boat cross the river together. So now, so here now we are going to have the logic for, so when I receive, the boat is moving. So the event, so here when I receive boat is moving, so we are going to have this control, that is if then. So this block, the first loop runs only if the lion is on the boat. So this loop now that we are adding, so we come here and add this operator. So now if the lion is on board, that is the value is true. So lion on board is equals to true. Then now we go to the second part, which says the lion moves along with the boat until the boat stops. So now this shows us that we should use that repeat, because now it's going, we go and pick our repeat in our control. So we have repeat until, yeah. So now we go to our operators and then you pick. So we repeat until boat moving is equals to false. So this makes, that is, now we repeat until our boat stops moving. There. Then now we can, then after that, now we go to boat. Then we go to the, we make sure the line is still on the front layer. So we go to boat. So these two blocks again, sorry, let me just, so these two blocks, we are going to put them here. So the lion, now here we are repeating, the lion moves along with the boat until the boat stops. So it moves along with the boat. Now it is here at the boat, and then it's at the position where the boat is, and it moves when it is on the front layer of the boat. So that, like you can see, it's on the front side of the boat. Then now those two, so it's just repeating. And then now we're going to have another condition where if the boat ends up on the right, this moves the lion to the grassy area on the right hand side of the river and updates the variables. So if the boat side is right, then you change now the position of the boat. So now that one is going, if not, then you change this to that. So now you're going to have the one with the else. There. So here now the condition you're going to put there is, again, if both sides is equals to right. So we have our operators. So here we're going to make use of our operators a lot for the logic. So here we are going to say, now in our variables, what you're picking is both side. So the side of the boat is on the right, like we have moved it. Then now you go to, so you change it, now it goes to the right. So now we're going to have our positions there. Go to, so you go to motion, then you go to, so these values you're going to put here, we can reference from where we had our values. So here we are going to have one, it was 147, 144. We can just check here where our boat position is. So here it is 147. So that helps us now know where it's going to start. So at 147. And our Y position for the boat was 77, so that you can have the same thing throughout there. So it goes to those two positions, and then now it sets the lion side to right. Now the lion has been moved, so we set lion side. After it has moved, set lion side to left, to right. There. Now else, so in our else here we are going to say, if the boat ends up on the left, this moves the lion on the grassy area on the left hand side of the river and updates the variables. So now we are going to have that, now that the reversal of whatever we have at the moment, so it just changes. So we can copy this and have it here, but now this becomes negative. It was negative 144 in the other case, so that we have them all in the right place. And then now our lion has moved to the left. There. Anyone with a question so far? So now we've been able to complete that. So now after everything has been moved, we empty the boat. So what we need to do after the boat has moved the lion, we empty it. So here, the boat capacity, now you put it at the end of the, so the boat capacity is empty now. And then we have the lion on board becomes false because the lion has alighted. So lion on board to false. So we can try that and see. So we put the lion on the boat and then we start moving the boat. There. Then we click the boat, it goes back alone. Yes. So now we continue with the rest after our breaks.